traders and investors alike were green yesterday. Some stocks are at some very big levels, like AMC here. We returned back to the trend line that we respected every time we got here to this trend line, this bounce. So it's worth keeping an eye on. MACD is still bearish. As you can see, they did come in and try to defend this level yesterday. It is below the 50 as well, so it's in a tight area to try to push back up. It's got a lot of stuff above it. This is the oscillators for the New York Stock Exchange. No, this is the NASDAQ. We are negative 125. We missed something here. To put the call ratio, 91 neutral, negative 125. So that's still a little oversold. New York Stock Exchange, negative 130. The weekly chart for the S&P 500 still dealing with this down candle. We are waiting on today. We got GPD coming out at 8:30. That's going to move the market, probably move the market, and Powell tomorrow. So the market's been kind of consolidating, waiting on that news. You got to put the call ratio flagging, waiting on a 9. VIX, we have took this downtrend out into the 250 here. Yesterday we pushed up back up into it and pulled back. You can see the action right there on the 15-minute chart for the VIX, how it's pulling back. Crude into the 200. If we can take that out, our energy names will probably push. Natural gas did push up right back to the support level here. Apple, we are trying to hold this 20 here. So we pulled back to the 20 on a daily. Apple's desperately trying to cling on to that area. AMD, so we had this inverted cup and handle, pull back. The last 2 days we've traded flat, holding the bottom of the Bollinger Band for support, looks like. A lot of things are going to change probably at 8:30. This is AMD's weekly chart, and you can see that we pushed right up into the trend line. That's why we're seeing resistance. It's broadening wedge there. AEHR, I just threw this one in. Kind of looks like it's trying to put in a top up here. This is worth watching. This may want to pull back. Affirm. So we're still under this support level here. It's previous support, now resistance. You see Affirm's popping here a little bit in pre-market. Didn't have did push yesterday at open, didn't kind of give it right back. AA. Still trying to push up off the support. We still had this inverted cupping or inverted head and shoulders. Never really pushed up out of it. We did push and just been kind of consolidating. The material sector is getting a little more attention. We've kind of been expecting that. Amazon pushing up in pre-market, gapped up in pre-market. AMC not doing a whole lot in pre-market. Amazon still got that gap to fill below with Amazon. Apple, you can see it's gapped up in pre-market. Boeing, come back down. We tested this support, trying to push back up. We could be just trying to bear flag back into the 9 and 20 there. A lot's going to depend on this news coming in today. Bitcoin still under the 9 on the weekly. Still under the moving averages on the daily as well for Bitcoin. Not looking good there. Boeing, nice gap up in pre-market. Chewy, we just rounded top, so we ended up getting back below this support area. Now we've broken below this 50. So watch Chewy for some more downside. MACD agrees, looks like it wants to come down. CVX, we broke out this little symmetrical triangle here. It's been pushing up. Been seeing a lot of dark pool activity on that. You can see CVX's little cup here, gapped up in pre-market. Come back down. ExxonMobil, you can see a little cup there as well, but not as defined. Small gap up as well in pre-market. GME, just serious downtrend here. We're back below all the major moving averages. Google, so we ended up pulling back. We are now below the 50, so we're now below all the major moving averages. The last 2 days it has traded pretty flat. Market's just hanging out waiting cues. So we're coming back to a big area in a lot of these stocks. Like this is a big area of support. If the Qs can hold this, would like to see it hold this and push back up. The MACD is not really looking like it wants to agree with that. We have chopped the last 2 days. We get the right news. Hopefully we can push up. If we take this area out here, we can be in trouble. I would expect to come back down to the 50 if we lose that area. You can see the Qs gapped up this morning, pulling back a little bit. Bonds been down. It's hard on the market. IWM, once again, big area. Remember this beginning of June area that we've talked about so much? So, we pushed up with a nice trend here, not straight up, pulling back, flagging on the way up. Now we're back below the 9 and 20. We're trying to hold this support area. This is a huge area. We have to hold this. If not, I would expect to move back down to the 181. If we cannot hold that support, expect to move back down. IWM, gapping up in pre-market. Mara, yesterday I mentioned in the trading room that we had a bullish candle pattern here on Mara. But it's really hard to call. It could literally just be a bear flag. So right now we could have the perfect bear flag up into the moving averages to pull down. Today's news is going, the GPD coming out today will have a lot to do with things. Which way the market wants to go to kind of maybe give them some ideas. And then what Powell has to say tomorrow can really be huge. Meta's just been in trouble for a while. Every time it does heat up, it pulls back. It is gapped up here in the 15-minute chart. Meta did give some nice trades yesterday, so it's still tradable intraday, but overall it's just not moving very well. You can see Microsoft, this gap here, we gapped up, so this is leaving what you call an island bottom down here. We had this gap and we gapped down below the gap. So we've been trading sideways the last 2 days, but once again, the MACD doesn't look super healthy. This could push up if we get this news coming in. We could push up on this. Microsoft didn't really have the strength some of these others had, so it never cleared that. Well, I guess it did. There's the end of May, beginning of June, so we did. So that's the area I would look to come back to. We're close to it now, it looks like. I would look to come back, see if it can hold that area. If not, if we can't hold this area, we're coming back to the 50. Microsoft, you can see it gapped up right into the 200 on the 15, coming back in now. MOS had a strong day yesterday. Let's watch this one for a follow through today. CF as well. MOS trades better with options. MRO, we've broken out of this little base we've put in here, almost like a cup and handle, but this one's not as defined as some of the other energy charts that we have cup and handles on. But we have broken out, so MRO is definitely one to watch there. Cheaper options, it's a slower mover, but it can be better for newer traders. It can be, good for all traders, is how I should have put that. Netflix, this gap, we just got rejected off from it. Still there if it does decide to push. NVIDIA, pre-market here, it's a good chance NVIDIA is going to be opening up below. I haven't checked it yet this morning, but I know it was down last night. Going to be opening up below this 50. That would confirm this double top. Remember, we called this double top. So breaking below this 50, which basically your neckline, I would expect a sharp pullback. Oxy, pretty flat yesterday, looks like. Not doing a whole lot in pre-market. You can see it did push up a little bit. Been such a beast. Palantir, we had this around the top, pulling back. We're basing here, getting ready for a move one way or the other. We're trying to put in some flags here. Getting ready for a move one way or the other, ways. Palantir, you can see gapped up here in pre-market, right into previous resistance from yesterday's highs. Peloton, the Amazon news come in, that's worth watching. Plug, so Plug trying to find support here at the 20. We're back at this line of resistance. This is an old line of resistance. See if we can take that out. Basically back into your 9 on your daily chart is resistance. You need to get above the 9. This can want to push. Uh, Roblox, we said we would probably get to the 50 here. We've been basing sideways. Definitely can still make it to the 50. Hopefully it will push up from here. Hopefully the market tries to push from here. The S&P 500, we lost that area here. So that's not good. So we need to take this back now and push back up. Hopefully this news coming out the next 2 days, the market will like it. CRM had a decent day yesterday. Had earnings last night. I know it was down on earnings. And you can see that right here. So come in earnings. I haven't looked at the report yet. Wasn't good apparently, and it pulled back big time. Snow also had earnings last night. Got a really nice trade out of this. On the daily chart, we're pushing into the 20 and 9 there. I do believe pre-market we should be gapping up over that. I haven't checked it this morning either, but it was up last night. SoFi, you can see this kind of cuppish handle here. Tried to push yesterday and didn't end up pulling back. I know that some people got tore up there. I know there were some people who were in really big, not in the group there. I had received some messages from people who were in really big on it, expecting this news, trying to gamble back into the 9 there. Shouldn't treat any play any different than the other. The Dow Jones, this is the diamond. We have lost this area here as well. So it's not good. There's still a chance we can take it back. We get the proper news, but this needs to happen now. So we're now below major areas of resistance. Is where I was hoping to hold for support. So you can see the SPY here. We pushed right up in the weekly. We pushed right up into that 50, and we're pulling back. Exactly where we were worried about seeing rejection. I also threw the monthly candle in here, the monthly chart. I just wanted to show how quick we're losing our strong candle coming into the end of the month here. So we had a nice strong candle. Looked like we were going to lead up, and now it's pulling back before that candle closes. Once again, here's the SPY. We have lost this major area of what would have been support. Now it's going to create a major area of resistance. We're under the 9 and 20. If we cannot retake this area and take this soon, I would easily say we should be getting a pullback. There's probably a good chance to 50. We can watch for the bottom side. I have both sides of this area. Could find some support in this area here as well. You can see we flagged on it there. That if we can't find support there, come down to the 50. Hopefully the news comes in on the SPY and we try to push up. So we got the SPY gapping up here in pre-market, pulling back. Square trying to hold that 50-day. XLK back below your 9 and 20. Basing about like everything else, just hanging out, waiting. Tesla has been split, so these charts are really no good to us. This going to have to take the 15-minute chart down for a while there. Twitter, we dipped below the 50 yesterday, pushed right back up into the 20. They come for it. Uber, you can see yesterday had a strong day. So you can see some of these stocks are trying to push here. UNG, transports, just using UMP to try to follow. Uber's in the transports too, but just using a railroad, trying to keep a chart in here to give us an idea. Transports are trading, UNP is trading pretty flat. UNG, still holding the support area. It's a lot of drama going on there, coming into the seasonal time of year for that as well. Upstart, we had this rounded top last 3 days, just trading sideways. Upstart's 15-minute chart looks like it's gapped up a little bit in pre-market. Wells Fargo's trying to gap up in pre-market. Wells Fargo's volume not always there. Pre-market's just hard. So you got the financial sector, same thing. We're trying to dip back below. We have a gap to the upside, but we're getting below this area here. Maybe we can hold the bottom of this area for some support. Not really, I'm really unsure of the market right now because of this news coming out. We're getting ready to come into a news trade. ExxonMobil, we had the symmetrical triangle. We broke out of it and now is pushing up. It's what we were expecting. We've been talking about energy plays trying to separate from crude, and if crude pushes with it. So it's not been easy for energy, but we have been able to get some nice moves up in energy. Well, that concludes our video. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you in the trading room.